Apparently we're doing this thing now. It's called the Performative Male Contest. It's been prevalent on many college campuses and honestly across the world, which is really interesting. It's exactly what it sounds like, a group of guys competing to see who can act the least like a guy, or at least what a guy is known to be. Tote bags, layered crop tops and flannels, a copy of the bell jar that they haven't even opened. Basically, it's who can perform femininity without ever actually being read as feminine. Who can perform it the best? Welcome to the 2025 Performative Male Games, sponsored by Oat Milk and Unresolved Guilt. Today we have our competitors. Guy with book, guy with matcha, guy with album, guy who will try to pick up girls right after the contest. What gets me is that these contests, they're meant to satirize the idea of a guy being feminine to pick up girls, and yet some guys are just missing the point and satirizing the feminine aspect. Like, they're making fun of guys being feminine instead of making fun of guys who are feminine to pick up girls. Here's the thing. This trend, what was once known as the soft boy aesthetic, the white boy of the month, there's so many terms for it, whatever we're calling it now, it's everywhere, especially in New York City. You can't throw a rock in Washington Square Park without it hitting a guy with an iced matcha who is there just to pick up NYU girls by asking if they listen to Jeff Buckley or comparing them to a Dean Blunt song. It's not just a style thing, it's a social performance, a way to say, I'm not like those other men, I'm sensitive, I get it. Except sometimes it's not about being that person, it's just about looking like that person. And that's where the line gets blurry. Because there are some men that are genuinely just trendy and exploring femininity. Sorry, I really can't pronounce that word. So they're expressing softness, vulnerability, creativity. It's real for them. Anyone can enjoy a good Clairo song or a nice matcha, but others have realized that femininity is marketable. And they've figured out that it's the easiest way to disarm people. If you appear harmless, you're trusted faster. If you quote Sylvia Plath, then you're mysterious and deep. And if you talk about how much you love Biba Doobie, even if it's just because maybe you fetishize Asian women, you're a really great guy and really feminist for listening to female artists. It's emotional manipulation with a tote bag, a wolf and crochet clothing. It's the soft boy 2.0, now with new features like selective accountability, feminism, but only in theory, and the ability to cry on command. Available exclusively in Bushwick, Brooklyn. But the thing is, this performative femininity is not new. It's just a rebrand. Because for decades, masculinity and femininity have always been performative, especially under the light of the online space. It's just been in different costumes. We had the Andrew Tate macho alpha male phase, all dominance, no emotion. Then we have the sad indie boy wave, all emotion and no accountability, and now we've merged the two. You get the guy who wears eyeliner, but still interrupts you when talking about women's issues. Now that's progress. And the reason it feels so performative is because society doesn't place value on femininity. They see it as something that you put on. Makeup, clothes, sensitivity. It's all coded and artificial. So when men start doing it, it's automatically assumed to be fake. We've got this weird cultural moment where men are rewarded for showing just enough femininity and maybe being ironic about it, appearing in these performative male contests so that they feel safe. They're not toxically masculine, they're not offended when people call them feminine because they're making a mockery of it right in front of you. They have a matcha! They're listening to Clairo, they have a La Boo Boo. They're showing just enough femininity to be ironic about it, but maybe not mocking it in the way that everyone else is. I think the performative male contests are funny. Of course, we just have to think about, are people taking this the wrong way? Are the people competing in this, and even the people judging it, even the people in the audience, are they mocking the idea of a guy being feminine or trendy? Or do they see that the performative male trope is about these male manipulators who use feminine interests and aspects to gain the trust of women when maybe they are toxic on the inside? People want to be feminine to gain power and not lose power, and that's the part that messes with people. Because some of these people are performing feminine-coded empathy but not actually living it. They know the language of care but not the practice of it. It's like they learned feminism just as an aesthetic and they're not exploring it genuinely. And those who do explore their femininity without this ulterior motive, they're mocked. And I'm not saying that every guy with a pearl necklace is lying. Some of them are genuinely just into pearls. They might even be inspired by Marsha P. Johnson. I just think women are catching on to this weird phenomenon where feminine guys can actually feel more manipulative than any other guy because he's studied your empathy and he knows how to mirror it, how to use it, and how to perform it. And when that falls apart, it feels like a betrayal. But if we're being honest, everyone's performing gender. We all are. And it's not about pretending, it's about survival. We perform how we think will be safest, accepted, loved, listened to, and for men, the performance is just changing. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing, if it's honest. But the problem comes when this softness is as a tool for dominance and not genuine connection. Maybe the real question isn't, are feminine men performative? It's why do we see femininity as a performance in the first place? Even when women express softness, they're called fake, manipulative, attention-seeking, pick-me. It's not a male problem, it's just how we've built gender altogether. Not to be too woke. But it's weird, because the same people who call feminine men fake are often the ones who mock masculinity or just criticize it for being rigid. We've commodified sensitivity. It's trendy now. Softness sells, especially online, and you can build an entire aesthetic around gentle masculinity while actually avoiding any internal growth and reflection. Our culture rewards performance over presence. We're all constantly curating versions of ourselves for attention, putting up a facade for approval or power, making ourselves look more like a brand than a person. It's hilarious for a guy to be so on the nose with all these interests that it can be mocked and recreated in such an easy way, with a bunch of different people at different contests around the world making a recreation of this exact trope of person. The feminine male, the performative male, just happens to be the latest version of that branding of a person. These types of people, they want to put all their cards out on the table. Even if it is not their actual interests, they want to attract the people who think that is safe and soft of them. Or, you know, people who look like Claro or Biba Doobie. If you're genuinely unlearning toxic behavior, it'll show. If you genuinely like feminine things and aren't ashamed to show it, it'll show. That's why this trope has already become something to mock, to make fun of with these contests being held. Maybe instead of labeling every feminine guy as fake, we should start calling out what's actually fake. The idea that authenticity has to look a certain way. Would I win a performative male contest? The definition shouldn't be that you have these interests. It should be, are you using those interests to gain female attention or to look softer than you actually are? Does this make sense? Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Please stick around. In my next video, I'll be talking about another popular TikTok male. I'll give you a hint. Power! Alright, thank you.